This project is motivated by two interests of mine. On the one hand, I am deeply passionate about arcade games, particularly arcade-style shoot-'em-ups and arcade-style fighting games. I think both of these genres have a really interesting competitive element to them, and a really interesting metagame and method of approaching the practice and the execution of the game, which is fascinating to me. And on the other hand, I am very interested in new technologies and new interfaces, new ways of experiencing the computer and experiencing games. When I sat down to try to think of the idea for this project, I kept coming back to these interests and trying to find a way of combining them. What I eventually decided on is taking the traditional power dynamic of arcade shooting games, which is the relatively fragile but powerful player against the big and durable boss, and trying to turn that asymmetrical experience into a competitive game. To do that, I gave another player control over the boss. And when I was thinking about this, what better way to control this large and complicated, imposing character than to literally puppeteer it with your hands? So I'm using the Leap Motion sensor, which is a device which has a skeletal system for tracking the movement and position of hands and fingers in three-dimensional space. To control the movement of the boss, the other player is controlled by more traditional controls, in this case keyboard, although arcade-style joystick would be equally suitable. The game itself is very simple. The players try to destroy each other. Right now, it's not as fully developed as it should be. There's a lot of issues with competitive balance and just generally keeping the game engaging for both players. But I think that the interactions that I'm already seeing and the concept itself are leading in a really fascinating direction, and I'm very curious to see where it might go from here.